Good morning, everybody. You are tuned to Computers 2K Now on the Nissan Communications Network. I'm Edmond, your host for the next couple of hours, along with Mike.
I am indeed here.
And Spence is here. There he is. And Gal is here.
Good morning.
Good morning. Our number is 919-518-9773, Computers 2K Voice on Skype. And this morning's show is made possible by vMix Software, Telestream's Wirecast Software, and is sponsored by Tom Sinclair of Live Streaming Gear. Nick should be here.
It's really not our number. It's a borrowed number, right? It's not our number.
It's a borrowed number, yeah.
It's
a
on
number that
loan.
was assigned for our usage.
Yeah, but
Use,
you can't just say it's our number.
Okay, I won't. I stand
Call us
correct.
on.
I mean, really. You get
Really?
yourself in trouble calling it our number.
Really?
That's like cultural appropriation. You can't do it.
Well, it's our number now.
That's
for
right.
now. For now.
Yes.
No, it's not. They can take it anytime.
Well,
For
your
now.
your money is my money for now.
Well, yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
That's good. That'll work.
So, what's going on?
Nothing much. Oh, wait.
Wait. Hold it. Wait.
Uh-oh.
But that beautiful title says I'm in charge of cord cutting, right?
Yeah.
The biggest thing in cord cutting is happening right now.
What happened?
Tonight,
Somebody
HBO is showing the new episode of Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Yes, tonight. Is it tonight or next week?
It's tonight.
It's tonight. I thought so.
Yeah.
I signed up for HBO just for Game of Thrones.
You and a ton of others. Yeah.
And I watched the last episode again and the recap just to prepare for it.
Some cord cutter.
Well, you guys missed the big news of the day. I can't believe nobody brought it up.
Uh-oh.
Facebook was down for 2 hours this morning.
Oh! How many people were admitted to the emergency room?
We won't have that number for a couple of hours, but it was just funny to go to some of these "Are We Down" sites, whatever these things are, and read some of the comments. Thank God Twitter is up.
So they can comment about Facebook. Oh, Mike, your post in the chat. I'm a fan of Babylon Bee. They're great. This is one of their better parodies. It's great.
Yep. Too bad the links don't work in chat anymore.
Oh.
Yeah, it'll get fixed. I just need to update it, and they're more important things to do at this point on the server than to update it. But Ron's got it on his list to update the chat program. It'll happen. Don't worry.
But Facebook is back up, so don't anybody get panicked. It's back up. And I doubt you lost any messages, and all the posts will be there.
Those of Zuckerberg.
How did it affect you, Mike?
How did it affect me? I got some entertainment out of reading the comments on all these people in a panic that it was down. You really ought to go read some of these. I mean, they are so inane. It's unbelievable. I mean, oh.
Yeah. This is the second time this month, or was it yeah,
30 days. They said it's
yeah,
almost exactly 30 days.
yeah. Back then
And
they
people
were
just can't believe it. I mean, he needs to sell Facebook to somebody who can operate it more efficiently.
yeah. I mean, we can't have that, can we?
Do
No.
you have any idea what kind of problems they've created among people? I mean, and it's really unfair to Europe because they're so much further ahead of us time-wise. I mean, these people were up and it's just unbelievable.
You must have been up early
I always get up early.
because when did I set it up? About 7:45. I set up the stream and it was up.
Well, that may be a different server.
That's true. Yeah.
So it was not. I think it was probably, I don't know when the last time I checked it, probably about 8:30, I guess. I'm not sure. It may have been before then. I'm not sure what time it came back up. I'm sure you can find out if you go online because there are people tracking it by the second.
Yeah, who cares? Other people do, I guess, yeah. What else? Eh, if you have a pulse, then you heard this week about on news, on social media, or anywhere about Amazon, about Alexa. I'm just whispering it so nobody would start their own.
Oh, you'll just start it in whisper mode.
um, with them admitting that they're listening, that their employees are listening in to to audio
And transcribing it.
and transcribing it and doing all
And
kind of stuff.
Oh, we're capturing it so we can
Yeah.
better study Alexa voice so we can make it more interactive with you and all that stuff.
Right.
Really?
Really. Mike, we need
So
that recording, Mike. Really.
What? I know, but I don't have any way to play it into the
Oh.
audio stream. I can send it to
So-
you.
Yeah, you can send it to me and I'll put. I
I can
can't do
find
it.
it.
No, I can't do it now. Don't worry about it. I can't do it.
Well, I probably couldn't
this
find it
time
right
because
now
it's
anyway. I'd have
different
to look
machine.
around.
But anyway, so I mean, we knew that it's happening, and this was the talk some time ago, and the only thing out of this story that came out that helps anybody is that there are instructions how to turn it off, supposedly. And if you didn't do it already, and I forgot that I did it, I went in and said, "Oh, it's already done." So if you need to do that, you open your app on the phone, your Alexa app on the phone or on the computer. You tap the menu button on the top left of the screen, those 3 lines. You select Alexa account. Now, I'm not going to whisper here. You select the Alexa account. Then under that, you choose Alexa privacy. And there are 2 things that you need to do. You click on manage how your data improves Alexa. Now, you turn off the button next to help develop new features. You turn that off, and you turn off the button next to use messages to improve transcriptions. So next to your name under use messages to improve this transcriptions, you turn that off. It may already be off because you may have done it before when you heard about this, and it's nothing new that they are recording, but now they're admitting that they're actually doing it. So again, go to your app or to alexa.amazon.com, I believe it is, or amazon.com/Alexa. Log into your account, tap the menu button on the upper left, those 3 lines, select the Alexa account, choose Alexa privacy, select manage how your data improves Alexa, turn off the button next to help develop new features, and turn off the button next to your name under use messages to improve transcriptions. And hopefully it will minimize the damage.
I'm surprised that there have not been more high-profile stories about the transcripts being used in law enforcement, because there was a story a
Yep.
while back. Remember that one where
Yep.
they wanted the transcripts because somebody murdered somebody else,
Yep.
and they actually had the sound of the argument that they could retrieve off of I don't know what the outcome of that was, whether they got those transcripts or not, but how did they know
Yeah.
that they existed? So yeah, it's interesting.
Yep.
Yeah, I haven't had my Alexa plugged in for going on a year, I guess. But I'm sure that even though I don't have the Alexa app on my phone, something was probably installed, or the fact that I have the Amazon app on there. Pam and I were talking about something the other day about a I don't know if it was shoes or something like the raincoats. All of a sudden, then in Facebook, ads start showing up in Pam's Facebook account for whatever it was we were talking about. And I'd heard this from a neighbor, same thing. And something's listening all the time.
I was thinking that what we need to do is invest, I don't know, $10 because of that problem. Get one of them, clap on, and turn Alexa on.
On and off.
Do what you
No,
want to
you
do.
just have to say, Alexa, turn yourself off.
Yeah, but then you can turn it back on because it's off.
No. It's always listening. Even if it's off.
Well, you see, now that doesn't work, right? No, you want to do what you did. You want to completely disconnect it. So you use that clap on, clap off. And when you want Alexa, you just clap on and you tell Alexa what you want. And when you're done listening or when you're done doing whatever, clap it off and it's off. And that's it. They cannot turn
Now,
it on.
tell me if I'm wrong on this, but on iPhones, to activate Siri, you have to hold the button down and it says, you can talk to Siri. But on a Google phone, you say, "Hey Google." You don't have to do anything.
Siri is the
Is
same.
that true?
But they're both the same.
Siri will
you can
activate
configure
without
them.
Wait.
You can configure them with a button and configure them with reaction to the word. That's why it's Siri. That's why you need to say Siri.
No, but I thought you had to hold the button down to turn on the voice, to activate that. I thought you had to actually activate it.
No, if you remember the original ad when they just came out with it, was that there's a woman cooking and asking Siri for,
Oh,
set the
that's true.
timer for
Yeah,
10 minutes
you're
or
right.
something.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
It can be like that, and it can be, and Google is the same. Google by default, especially in those handset where there's a physical button, a long press would enter the Google Voice mode.
I
you know
would
what?
have
Any way you think about it, we're screwed. So
I would have thought that you always have it, that it's always there. God forbid you have to go extra step to turn it on. That's not usable. That's not usable. So that was one thing that happened this week, and I was talking with Ron, my system administrator, and He was asking me if I run an antivirus, anti-malware. He's using Macs. Him, his wife, his kids, everything is Mac, because it's Unix. Turns out that his computer was going kind of behaving strangely. So he went and he downloaded, can't remember which one it was, but he downloaded a an antivirus, anti-spyware, and installed it, and it found some Trojan. And the word from Ron at that point, I mean, something that yeah, we knew it for some time. We've been talking about it, but here is somebody who is really a fanboy saying, uh, the era of Apple products not needing antivirus or their antivirus and anti-spyware free is dead. Said if I got him on mine and I don't do anything, he doesn't use that computer to go and play around the internet. It's all work. That if that's like that, then it's really over. And we've been saying it for years and years and years. It's not that you don't have viruses, it's you don't know that you have viruses. So really, people, I mean, out there with apples, do yourself a favor and get something to protect yourself.
Fake news, Amnon. Fake news.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Fake news.
You're just a hater. I did run a MS Cert Microsoft Safety Scanner.
Yeah.
Anybody using a Windows computer should run that a couple of times a year. Microsoft Safety Scanner. It downloads a file called mscert, mscert.com.exe. That file is only good. I forget it's couple of weeks or something like that because it's updated. And you run it and it'll actually do a really deep scan in quick mode on your computer to find out if it has a problem. Now, I'm noticing that if you're a techie and you have some utilities on your computer to bypass Windows security so that you can log in when you lost your password and all that, it identifies those as Trojans. When you run these things, if you're a techie, be sure to read what it finds because there are plenty of false positives. And I sort of wonder if that's what Ron got. Did he look at exactly what the file was and research it?
Well,
Knowing Ron, he would have.
well,
He's
yeah. I
very
mean,
very thorough.
it's been a few days since he did that and looked into it and went to other computers, and he's positive. And it actually had a name, and he checked on it, and
Yeah, he must be being paid by Microsoft to say that.
yeah, right. And talking about Alfredo, yeah, the Skype number is working.
You sure?
Well, I mean, it's up. Somebody call 919-518-9773. Let's see. As far as I know, I mean, it's up. It doesn't show me any errors, and the volume is up. Yep. Unless it has a problem. Well, nobody's calling, huh? Maybe it does have a problem. Wow. Did somebody try it? Mike, did you try? Spence? Somebody?
Oh, I shut
Oh, there it
Skype
is.
down.
There it is. There it is. Yeah, it's working. Yeah, it's working. Okay.
Okay.
Bye. Talking about antivirus, there was a monthly, what do you call it? The Microsoft monthly roll up,
Yeah.
Patch Tuesday, and I normally wait a couple of days, and I go and I read to see if something. And sure enough, I went and I plugged in that update, and all over the place, people are complaining that Windows is freezing, and just all kind of problems with Windows 7 and 8. That's got nothing to do with 10. 7
Well, I'm
and 8.
using Windows 7. I went back and looked through my updates.
Yeah.
It has been installed on my computer, and so far as I know, no problems.
Right. That's the thing, that it's not on every machine. But I said, no, I don't want to take any chances. I'm going to wait. It's no big deal. And then there were some more reports that it seems like that if you have Sophos antivirus on your computer, then you are almost guaranteed to have that problem. Something about Sophos flagging this as that update as a Trojan. Something about that update looking at Sophos and say, "Oh, this is bad stuff." Point is, don't. That's interesting. That did not tell me that somebody was calling though.
Hello.
Just a second, Alfredo. Is that you?
No problem. Yeah, that's me.
So
I'll wait.
it's the point here is that to have, I mean, Sophos is a uh, a good record, good history, strong antivirus, anti spyware. I would say that there's something wrong with the update, with the Windows update, because of because of history and how their updates are working. So
That would never happen.
yeah,
Come on.
of course not.
Everything is so thoroughly tested, it's
Yeah.
ready to go.
So I did not I went and I disabled and hid those updates on all the Windows 7 machines. I recommend you do that. Don't take any chances, and especially if you have Sophos, don't think that you need to go and change and switch to another uh, antivirus. You have a good piece of software there.
I use Sophos for my Mac for years.
Uh-huh.
The free version. It's been great. I've
Yeah.
only on 2 or 3 times I've actually had uh, it pop up and tell me something suspicious about a file
Mm-hmm.
that I didn't download, but like I was rolling over it and it was scanning in real time and picked it up and said, "Oh, don't download this."
Yeah.
Yeah. So it did a good job even for the free version.
So it's a good piece of software. Keep using it. Do not install that update if you have a chance. If you hope hopefully you don't have things happening automatically. There was also in the last month or two that I've been hiding the updates that will bug you to update to Windows 10 because it's coming back apparently. And you can when you see that there are updates, you can check on uh on the left side of that window where it says how many updates are available. If you click on it, you'll see what they are, and you can always uncheck that update, right click on it and say hide, and it will not come back every time that it's trying to do an update. All right, Alfredo,
Yes.
what's up, man?
I had a I had a question about the Windows updates. In
Yeah.
terms of phones, do they have a market share at all with mobile phones, Windows?
Not anymore. No, I don't. I think what was that? The Lumia or something? That was a window. I mean, yeah, Windows phone. I don't think they have any. They sold it to some company, and
Mhm.
it never really worked like it's supposed to. I don't.
They were hoping.
They were hoping, yeah.
Yeah.
But why? Do you have a Windows Phone?
No, I don't. I thought one of you guys probably tested it. That's what I was asking. If any of the um, co-hosts on your show had a chance to test a Windows Phone.
The story I found was from 2018 January, so it's over a year old, but it says that Windows Phone market share collapses to 0.15%, and I bet it's even
Jake.
lower than that now. So, yeah, I mean they tried, but and they tried to, the whole, if you have a convertible laptop that will flip back and forth between tablet mode and regular mode, it's a touchscreen. It's actually pretty good. I have one laptop that's a convertible that you can find. I never use the tablet mode. I do use the touchscreen, but I don't use the tablet mode. There's no advantage to it. And
All
they
right.
have embedded voice support in Windows 10, and you've got Skype, and you've got built-in capabilities in the Surface for business users to take advantage of it and use the Microsoft as their back-end voice, but not from a mobile phone perspective. Corporate backed, corporate based PBX like features, yes, but not mobile phone.
Yup.
It's been, it was a big week this week. It's a technology thing, but it's not what I would call hardware based. It's memes. Memes exploded this week. If you're a follower of memes, you'll know that this stuff is there's just too many things happening now that are too ripe to avoid. And if you it's the whole Biden thing, that's more than a week old, but some of the stuff that came out about Biden, Carpe Dunkum is a guy who makes memes, and he was actually tweeted by President Trump and got all kinds of exposure. He did some amazing things already, and it was real hot on certain sites, but it's some of the stuff. They say that it's funny. They say that liberals can't meme, but conservatives seem to be really good at it, and I don't know why that is. But there's some really, really good memes out there, especially the animated ones.
It's not a meme if it's not animated. Come on.
Oh, it's sure it is.
Yeah,
It's one of the best ones I saw, and it was just they took Trump's face and put it on a character from a Bollywood movie where the guy comes out and there's like 100 people dancing with him. And it's just hysterical to watch. It's so well done. The expressions in the face, the way they capture, the way they rotate the head around. I mean, the technology is there. Just it's not seamless that you think, oh, it could really be him. But it's just they do such a good job of making it funny.
You can tell that we had rain for a few days now, quite a few days. Spence is
Look
not
at all that
working.
water behind Spence.
That's it. Yeah, that's my backyard.
No, so
I had to build a bridge.
Spence doesn't work when it's raining, so he's at home
No,
watching me.
I work less when it's raining, but it doesn't
Yeah,
mean I
well.
work.
Anyway,
Nick is here.
Russia. Well, oh, sorry. What'd you say, Mike?
No, it's not. It's not Russia. It's Russia, Russia, Russia. You have to say it that way.
No, Russia is finding Facebook. So Facebook got hit by a Russian fine. Whopping 3,000 rubles. It's approximately $47 for failing to comply with the country's data privacy law and store data of Russian Facebook users on servers located inside Russia. $47. The fine serves as a stern warning for any social media company who thinks about violating its data privacy laws. Russia is not messing around.
$47. I mean, it takes a mean Ruski to do that.
I mean,
And as I was saying, and you ignored me before.
no, I
Nick
did not
is here.
ignore. I asked you, what did you say?
I said Nick is here.
Oh, morning, Nick.
Yeah, worth the try. Thanks, Mike. Appreciate it.
I mean, and pay attention to these levels. We're all over the place.
Okay, is that better?
No, just pay attention. You can't change things until
Well,
you know what's too loud and what's too low.
It's
Just
too low
start
now.
watching.
All right. Fine. Be like that. It's Nick. When he gets here, he starts playing with this mixer and he messes it up.
Yep, that's me.
So Nick,
Always-
you tell us about NAB.
What about it?
Yes.
What
Come
about
on,
it?
tell us
Do
what.
anything while you were out there? Did you learn anything?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know
Is
what I
there a
learned.
new Blue Yeti for podcasters or anything like that?
I did
He
meet
was at
Todd.
the
Co-
s-
I
He
did
was at
meet
the
Todd
slot
Cochran.
machines. He went
I
to
was at
slot
the slot-
machines the whole time.
Let
That's
it
true.
go ahead. Go ahead.
did play
Let's
some
just tell
slot
people.
machines.
Let's just tell everybody that Nick went to NAB last week, and you were there. What, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday?
Yeah.
So, tell us what.
NAB is the National Association of Broadcasters. It's the annual love fest of broadcast engineers from around the world.
I met Todd Cochran. That was probably the highlight. He was a nice guy. I did. I met him. He was nice. He was a nice guy.
Did you get his autograph?
I did not get his autograph. I was a little too nervous for that. I don't know. I don't really know what's of interest to this crowd.
Well, what did you find most interesting?
There's a company called, let's see, let me find their name. They are called Zero Density is the name of this company. And they are doing some of the craziest chroma keying, live action chroma keying I've ever seen. They were doing a demo at the show. And for a while, obviously, you've seen, if you watch sports on TV or whatever, they do some augmented reality. So this gentleman that was doing the demo was standing on a full green screen, and he was chroma keyed into some type of sports studio, and he was interacting with some objects on there. That's nothing that's super new and innovative. Well, first of all, it was all being done in real time. But the second thing is he held up a water bottle like this, and typically holding up a water bottle in front of a green screen really kind of screws up the whole thing because the water bottle is transparent. Well, part of it, there's two different levels of transparency on a water bottle. There's the empty part of the water bottle, and then there's the water bottle that's got the actual water in it. And their chroma keying is so good that he held up the water bottle, and you could see the full water bottle, and through the reflection, through what was coming through the water bottle, was actually the background of the green screen. So he held it in front of the set behind him. So the water bottle was still there, not fully transparent, and you could see the fake background behind him, which was like a couple of TVs and some trophies in a trophy case. That was pretty cool, and it was all being done real. Somebody tossed him the water bottle when he was in the demo, and he moved it all around, and it was pretty impressive. Other than that, I don't really know what else is a whole.
Could that be used to make AOC look like she has a brain?
I mean, it's
not magic. I realize that, but
that's not here nor there. But yeah, it's what they're calling. They're calling it a reality keyer, and they're using the reality engine to do it. And it was pretty impressive.
I'm trying to figure out. So, I mean, if I'm holding the bottle up.
Yeah, but you see how that looks?
Yeah.
It just it doesn't look right.
Right.
It's no, because it's partially getting chroma keyed.
Yeah. And especially if there's anything blue on it, it's going to be transparent.
Yeah. So it just I don't know how they were doing it.
Oh, interesting.
Well, holding it in front of yourself, you're not going to see it. You'd have to hold it against your background. Yeah, see how it's actually transparent? Like the bottle's almost gone?
Yeah.
you could see the full bottle. That's what was so weird about it. Is I mean, you can hold the bottle in front of a green screen. What happens is the whole context of the bottle go blank, like that exactly. The bottle's gone.
It's gone.
So it was that was pretty cool to see.
How does that look? I have to go too far away from my own screen to see what happens to the bottle. How does that look?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just something about how they were doing it was just really impressive.
Wait a second. Spence, hold it back. I forgot to switch.
I got it. I'm holding it against my background.
What happens if you
What
move it?
happens when? Let's see what happens when I go in front of the graphics in there. I got to click on my own to see how it looks. Yeah, it's got some transparency.
You see how it gets a little like fuzzy and whatnot?
Yeah,
They zoomed right in on it, and it looked like you were looking at the water bottle through an actual background.
Hey, a tip. I have a tip for everybody. Make sure the cap is on when you do this. Make sure the cap is on.
It looks just like Mike's.
Yeah. See, there you go. Mine is not showing any fringing or anything.
It's amazing.
Well, then I guess what I saw wasn't that impressive. Mike's
I
got
guess
that
not.
capability at his house.
Oh,
so.
you know what, Nick? Under high resolution, it would be very impressive.
Oh, it was. That's what made it so crazy is that this guy, they must have been shooting it. They must have been a 4K demo. It was a 4K demo. That's what it was called. It was a live, the Reality Engine, which is powered by Unreal Engine, which is a video game engine in real time, all motion capped. And they were actually using ray tracing to do it, which is pretty cool.
And Nick is not talking about it. He's not telling anybody, but Nick won a prize.
Oh, I forgot about that. I went to the Streaming Idiots Tom Sinclair's group meetup on Tuesday night, and I won a copy of VMix. That was a good time. He did a really good job there with his event. There must have been
Martin.
I did, yeah. There must have been 100 people, maybe 120. It was packed.
Yeah.
Other than that, I don't nothing else that's of
earth shattering.
No, nothing else that's of grave interest to this group. I don't think.
You met Kirk Harnack?
Yeah, but I mean, nobody knows who that is in this group, Mike, except for you and Amnon.
Andrew could be listening.
Oh well.
Well, if anybody has any questions, I may be able to answer those. But I didn't see anything of interest to this community. I don't think.
You were out there with Sean.
Nobody know. Not a single person here besides you and Amnon and Spence know who Sean is.
That's not true.
That is absolutely true.
Not true. You were out there with Stephen Haywood.
No, I met Steve. Yeah, that's a groundbreaker.
Steve Haywood's the reason that most of us know each other.
Yep.
But for Amnon, Spence, and me.
That is very true. So overall, it was a cool event.
Nice. You enjoyed yourself. You learned something. You brought some knowledge back with you to the station, and that's great.
That's debatable, but yeah.
Yeah, that's all that matters. Did you eat a lot?
What about the $60 buffet?
Did you have any mixed nuts?
There was no such thing as that. Did I have any what?
Mixed nuts?
I have no idea. I don't know what you're talking about.
NAB.
I still don't know what you're talking about.
How much are the mixed nuts? A bag of mixed nuts?
Oh, you're referencing Tom's joke. Yeah, they were all right.
This is amazing. A pound?
It's amazing to you that the convention center charges $70 a pound for peanuts. That's amazing to you. You got to do more trade shows. You got to do more trade shows, Amnon. The booths there are start at $20,000 to $30,000 a booth. So that's not and the VMix who sponsors it costs $170,000 to sponsor the lanyards, which VMix sponsored again this year. So
yeah, VMix is a great company.
So $72 is a bargain.
It's peanuts.
Is a comparison to what everybody else is paying for things.
I don't know. It's a blue moment. What?
Yeah, Black Magic had a big setup there as always. AJA had a big setup there as well. Those some of the prosumer companies. Telestream had a nice big setup. That's about it for
Is our buddy still at AJA? What's his
Who?
name? Nelson?
Eric
Eric.
Nelson. Yeah,
Yeah.
I saw him.
Yeah.
Trying to think who else. Just a bunch of radio companies that are of no relevance, really.
Let's see what else.
Nick almost bought a $50,000 transmitter.
Oh yeah, that's me. That's me.
He's going to use it on Christmas outside.
Yeah, when I'm home for Christmas, it'll blow up. Is exactly what will happen, like everything else.
So you want to talk for a moment about the dishonesty of journalism using technology?
Sure.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the dishonesty of not calling Julian Assange a journalist. That's the meme of the day.
Oh
today.
yeah. Well, did you look at today's specials yet?
I did not. No.
Take a look at the front screen on the specials.
Oh, okay. Did you already do specials?
No. I just sent it to Amnon. It's available. You can click on it.
Oh, that's actually that's good.
Well, I'll show the
front screen.
The front screen on there.
I couldn't resist.
That's actually pretty accurate there, Spence.
We'll get back to it.
That picture's got to be 30 years old. I'm not.
Well.
Oh, yeah, they're old pictures. Yeah, they're old. Mine's at least 10.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway,
mine's got to be going on close to 8 years as well. Mine's not any younger.
So
yeah,
apparently, a Time photograph that was taken out of context. One, I'm not sure. I think it was actually. Well, even if it was a real picture that they photoshopped out the background to, it was a Time magazine picture of Trump standing there looking at a small child that was crying. I can't remember the exact background to the picture, but that won Photo of the Year award. Really.
Mm.
I'll show it in a second. I can put it up here. I can remember how to do it.
Do you have the rights to show the photo?
It's on a web page. I guess I do. Why not? I'm not using it for monetary gain.
That doesn't matter. They don't care. They don't care.
Who is they? You're not
YouTube. Yeah, we're talking about YouTube. YouTube and Facebook.
Well, at least we're not in the state where when we mention them, they silence us.
I mean,
how do we know?
Not yet. Come on. People are still reacting to what we talk about. So,
I mean, you heard what Nick said. 2 weeks ago about the fact that they were playing a trailer from an Apple release of something service.
That wasn't in real time, though. Let's be clear.
It was what? It wasn't what?
So that wasn't in real time.
Well, what's the difference?
There's a huge difference if they're shutting you down in real time versus their algorithm scans the whole video and pulls something down.
But things that they put out there in order for people to show, and it was flagged. It just makes no sense the way that it works, and hopefully it'll change. And talking about YouTube TV. The Google-owned service has announced that it's raising the base monthly price to $50.
Yay!
$55 if you subscribe directly through an Apple TV. Effective immediately for new subscribers and from May 13th onward for existing customers. You'll at least get something for your trouble, though, as YouTube TV will finally offer a host of additional channels. Wowee!
Well,
$50.
hold
Jeez.
on. That's only $5 more.
Yeah, it's only five.
Eh,
No, I
but-
don't know what it's costing. What does it cost now?
Oh, no, it's $40 now. It's $10 more.
And it's 50. So I guess is it 45 if you subscribe directly
Yeah,
through an app?
no,
Okay.
I'm curious what channels they added because for some people this may actually be worth it. And of course, the press release doesn't mention what. Oh, they're adding Discovery Networks
Yeah.
to YouTube TV.
Can't
So the
live without that.
No, but that's their
Yeah.
cost. So they get 9 new channels. So you're paying $1 a channel. Oh, there's some real. So okay, so there's actually some decent channels on here. So
Let me pay $1 a channel.
yes, so
Then I will subscribe.
Discovery Channel, HGTV, the Food Network. Those are probably the top 3. Then there's TLC, Animal Planet, the Travel Channel, Motor Trend, Investigation Discovery, and then the Oprah Winfrey Network. those are. I mean, those first 3 are pretty good. Those first 3, a lot of people watch. Discovery Channel, HGTV, and the Food Network. Those are very popular cable channels.
Yeah, but they're becoming the same thing that cable TV.
No, I understand.
did, because you're packing in the unpopular channels and paying for them.
Well, that's how. I mean, that's how they have to do it. Is Discovery says you take 10 channels or you take none. What do you want?
Okay, so allow me to buy only the Discovery Channel.
But Discovery won't give them but Discovery won't license it to YouTube.
Right.
So it seems like we're
a company
looking at
like YouTube should not include them. That's the thing.
Yeah, their channel lineup already sucks, though.
Yeah. They're introducing nothing new. That's the thing. So yay, it works over the internet, right? Instead of connecting through a cable box.
Well,
Didn't solve any problem.
You're still connecting through a box. The modem versus the cable.
Well, a modem, and you need a computer or a phone or whatever, right? But that's the thing. Nothing has changed. The fact that I can do it in more boxes, that isn't progress. That is just muddying the water, right? Because the one thing that people crave from the moment they connected to a cable box back in I think it was the 80s, right?
70s.
70s. Okay, we got it only in the 90s in Israel.
Yeah.
So from the moment you hooked up to a cable box, the one thing you wanted was not to pay for all the crap, right?
A la carte.
Yeah, and that has never introduced itself.
Well,
I think
it's a dishonest business model because they're actually. It's like Hollywood has to have blockbuster movies that people like in order to fund their art films, which nobody goes to see, that don't make any money, because those are the ones they really are interested in. The blockbusters are just a way to fund the stuff that they really want to do that everybody objects to. So it's kind of interesting.
Well,
That's the
I don't think I agree. So look at Sundance Festival, right? Sundance Festival hosts. You cannot say it hosts blockbusters, right? They call it
indie films.
Indie films, right?
I'm talking about Sony Picture Studios and all Paramount and all that. I'm not talking about.
Yeah, but Sony doesn't create art.
Well, they're just an aggregator. They fund it.
Well,
what's wrong with that?
No, yeah, I mean, they might fund some projects that are not pointing to the mainstream, only just to be able to discover the next mainstream, right? Because the mainstream taste shifts and changes and comes from unexpected directions. and pouring money in that on these type of talents will get you right, will get you the creators of the next mainstream blockbuster.
But I'll give you an
So
example of what
it's a
what makes me
creative
think
thing.
what makes me think this way. There was a movie, I think it was 2 years ago, that won. It was either Best Picture or there's something came out of it that was nominated and won. It was something called The Shape of Water.
Yeah,
If you watch that movie, it was offensive. It was to many people. I watched it and about 2/3 of the way through. I said, "I can't watch this anymore," because it was something that was pushing the envelope to the point of you started to realize what was going on in the movie. And yeah, it had a kind of a weird, happy theme to it, but it was weird. And
it's
Hollywood
weird.
loved it.
Yeah,
Hollywood loved it. I mean, it was like this, oh, this is the best thing that ever happened. And then most people who have conservative ideals were like, God, get me out of here. So it was not one of these movies that made a ton of money, but it blazed the trail to get to the next level of wherever they want to take Hollywood. So they're not, look at what's happened to Disney. Disney has destroyed the Star Wars genre because of injecting their politics in it. Now they're taking a hiatus from making Star Wars. After the next movie, they're going to take a break. They said, right? They're not going to have anything new come out. There might be some other sidelines like individual subjects, but they fired the woman that was running the Star Wars uh, business, so to speak, because she started to inject things into the movies that people were going, wait a second. And they weren't like, look at Solo. It wasn't as nearly as popular as they had hoped it would be because of it became a cash cow that they thought, oh, no matter what we do, we can make money on it. And that's not true. They
Yeah.
didn't make nearly the money they expected to on Solo. So it was a big disappointment for them. So they actually sat back and said, what's wrong? And they let that lady go, and now they got somebody else in charge of the franchise.
Disney is amazing to me because I just finished reading a book called Be Our Guest that goes into some of the philosophies and the way they operate the theme parks primarily. They, of all the theme parks worldwide, how many employees do you think they have to operate those theme parks? I don't, how many do they have? I know they got Tokyo, they've got Disney
France,
World, Disneyland. What do they have, like
France.
six?
There's one in France, one in Japan. Yeah,
How many employees do you
two
think it
two in
takes
the
to
US.
operate?
I have no idea
120,000.
for all the parks.
All the parks.
Yeah.
And the reason why is because of the level of customer service they provide. You can't take about 3 steps without having someone there willing to provide some level of customer service. It's amazing what they go through. It's amazing what sort of training they go through. Even when the employee entrance underground under the parks, these people come in, they precondition them, get them jacked up to work by some of the positive and exciting things that they do and how they fill out their timesheets and all. I mean, it's just amazing the level of detail. And then they get the politics involved and piss off half of their customers.
Yep.
Yep.
Just it's
Well,
amazing.
that's they were taking the actual Walt Disney model, and now they get kind of uh, arrogant to say, well, it's our job to move this theme park forward on a social justice level. It's like
I haven't been
what?
to a Disney facility in 20 years.
Yeah, well, they also call their employees cast members, and they put on this facade they put on this facade. The reality is they pay them nothing, and they can because they're called cast members, and they're technically considered actors and or actresses because they're working on a stage.
Right.
There's a whole bunch of labor laws that they're skirting around because some BS title that they call everybody that works there, and everybody talks about how grand it is. It's
They
so
just raised
stupid.
their ticket prices in the U.S. again. I haven't been in a while, and mainly because of the cost. It's just a single day pass, not even a park hopper, that lets you go from place to place. It's like $150 a person, and uh, it's just imagine taking a family. I remember buying used tickets was legal down in Florida. You could go to these stores that would have a 5-day pass that had 2 days left on it, and you could buy it. And they cut they shut that down. They used technology. They used different ticketing methods to shut that off, so you couldn't do it anymore. But I remember going with tickets that I purchased myself the year before, 2 years before, that was supposed to still be good, and they were. Go up to the entrance to get into one of the parks with my family, with my kids, and they said, "You bought these tickets somewhere else," and I'm like, "My name is on it." The person actually accused me of that because they thought I had purchased them someplace else.
Well,
It was
they're nothing in my book anymore. They were amazing when they were staying out of the political things, but right now I wouldn't. I don't do anything. I have a friend who goes 4 times a year, but he's on a package plan where he saves a whole heck of a lot of money.
Does he live in Florida?
No, lives
Oh,
here.
because I know they have local passes
Yeah.
for Florida residents that are good deals.
But I had an interesting thing. Then I'm gonna get off of it because it's not really technology, except we could talk about some of the technology they use, such as when you go in, they give you an arm bracelet to allow you to get into things quicker and automatically ID yourself. Well, guess what? It also has a tracker in it, so they know where you are every moment in the park, how often you spent, how long you spend standing in front of a particular store, how long you stand in line. They track you every step that you take. But um, I don't know. They're
Do
disgusting.
they offer you supplements if they find out you've been in the bathroom too many times?
They probably would. I mean, to their credit, they would use that information to determine whether they have enough bathrooms. I mean, it's not all bad. It's just that that certain nefarious things that they do with it
Yeah.
that they and all other big data companies are doing. So, but I mean, I just find them disgusting. I just have no interest at all in supporting them. And
Cruise ships now. We were on the first cruise ship of one of the cruise lines that had these new medallions, they called it, which was a tracker. You walked around it, was a you would walk up to your cabin and you were approaching it, you were 2 doors away and you hear your cabin door go click and open so you could walk in. So they knew where you were at every moment on the ship. And you could walk up to one of these screens and you would when you first got on the ship, you would create an avatar of yourself, which was some type of sea creature, and you put it certain colors on it, and you knew it was you. So you'd walk up, and that avatar would swim up on the screen and come up to you.
yeah.
So yeah, it was fun, but they're collecting that data. They're looking at how you get around the ship and what you do, and
Here's what I was gonna say. We went, I think one of the last times we went was in the late '90s. When we got down there, I don't know if you recall, but it was a very dark time at the parks because the employees were very close to going on strike. They
No,
were all sick of what was going on, by the way Nick was talking about the way they're treated.
no, they're no, that's impossible. They're
Right,
cast members.
right, and so when we got there, it was
happiest place on earth.
fascinating because, I mean, these employees were actually very rude to us. And I was curious, we were on a tram with one of the rudest ones, and I started talking to her, and I said, "What are you upset about?" "Yeah, this company treats us this way." "Yeah, but you guys all have happy smiles." "Well, you know what? After a while, it gets really hard to do that with the way they treat us. They just need, da, 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 da." And it wasn't just that one person. Everywhere you went, people were pissed.
Yeah, Disney's a sham.
I was recruited when I worked in Alaska by the guy that ran the transportation business or the transportation for one of the parks in Orlando. That wanted to have they have like concierge transportation for
Mhm.
Yeah.
special people to take them around, and he was trying to get me to come down there and work do that.
Huh. Oh, what, down in Disney?
Yeah.
Interesting.
All right. Spence, you ready to do the specials?
These specials, yes. Let me zoom in a little more. Oh, uh, we all have to report for our ankle bracelets.
Yep.
We no longer have sanctuary. The embassy has kicked us out. Amnon, are you okay? Did you get injured when they arrested you?
Ribbit.
Yeah.
Ribbit.
I
Um,
heard I heard that Amnon's cat survived though. So everything is good.
That's
And
gonna
I
be
just
interesting.
shaved this morning.
Well, then you're good for at least 3 days.
It is gonna be really interesting to see where that goes.
Oh,
Oh
I can only
gosh.
imagine.
Oh my gosh, that's gonna be something. Okay, Computers 2K Now specials for April 14th, 2019. If you have not prepared your tax payment, your estimated tax payment, or your many states have the uh, annual report deadline on April 15th. You better get your ass in gear because it's tomorrow. Okay. What is it? Is it actually the 15th this year?
Yeah.
Sometimes they have it. Last year, I think it was the 17th.
Except for
17th.
Massachusetts, it's some state holiday in Massachusetts from I believe they have until the 16th.
Oh, okay. Because you got to watch. It's not always the same. The state and federal not always the same. So get your checkbooks out. Make sure it's postmarked by the 15th. All righty. Laptops. Starting at Best Buy, we've got a Dell gaming laptop. This is a 15.6-inch machine, i7, for $879, which is $200 off. Office Depot has a Acer Swift 15.6-inch laptop, Core i5. Now, wait a second. It says i5 and I put i3 in the graphic above. Ignore that, please. It's really an i5. 8 gig of memory, 1 terabyte. Hard drive, $469, $230 off. We have at Staples a Lenovo IdeaPad with a Ryzen 5 processor in it, 15.6-inch for $419, which is $150 off. Got a really nice entry-level, small form factor desktop at Best Buy. It's a Lenovo AMD A9 series, 4 gig of memory, 1 terabyte hard drive for $279, which is $80 off. If you've got an older desktop, you want to replace and upgrade, don't want to spend a lot of money, these are nice machines, these smaller Lenovo machines. Office Depot has a HP Pavilion desktop Core i3. Now, it's interesting how this i3 machine actually has the Optane cache memory in it, which would mean it would speed it up. We talked about Optane last week.
Optane is awesome.
Yeah. So $499, regular $100 off. Staples has a all-in-one desktop from HP, an i3 for $499, which is $120 off. Tablets.
Now,
Best Buy. What?
it in red it says i5.
I know. I don't know what I did.
Okay.
So it's an
Keep
actual
going.
i3.
Keep going.
Yeah, I mean, I was up pretty early this morning doing this, and I think I copied. Hey, I know what I did now. I copied the graphic from one to the other and didn't change it. So,
Okay.
all right, tablets. We've got a Samsung Galaxy Tab A 10.1 inch for $249, which is 80 off. Office Depot has a Dell Dimension 14-inch clearance machine. This is actually an i5 machine, 8 gig of memory, 1 terabyte, 16 gig of Optane memory for $379, 120 off as a clearance. Staples has an Acer Spin i3 touchscreen laptop convertible for $469, which is $100 and $180 off. Networking. At Best Buy, we've got the Netgear Nighthawk AC 2300 dual band router for $175, which is $44 off. Office Depot, this is not a sale item, and it is not from the regular sale circular, but it is a very effective, made by Ubiquiti. This is an Amplify home Wi-Fi system. It comes with a base station, which is a router also, which in itself is a access point, and then you've got 2 remotes out there, and this supports up to 20,000 square feet. So if you want to go with a prosumer Wi-Fi solution for the home, I would recommend this one over the other the other hub systems that are out there. They're all good, but Ubiquiti makes a really good system, and it's $349. Staples has a Google AC 1200 dual band whole home Wi-Fi. This is a base station and 2 satellites for $259, which is $40 off. Storage at Best Buy, you've got a 4 terabyte USB 3.0 portable drive for $109, which is $90 off the regular price. Office Depot has a Western Digital MyCloud Ultra network storage device. Now, does not come with the disk, so you can put in whatever disk you like. It does support RAID. It does have two USB 3 ports to plug in other storage devices, which will share on the network. But this is, I have the lower version of this. I have a 2 terabyte MyCloud. This is more of a professional box, but 159 for the platform, and then you have to add the drives. Staples has an HP solid state 500 gig solid state drive for $54.99, which is $65 off. If you have the kind of machine, I think I was looking at one today. I didn't actually put it in the ad, where you inexpensive laptop and you find out that it's got 4 gig of memory, but it only has 32 gig of actually is a flash drive. It's not even a solid state drive it's more of a like having an actual flash drive as your memory. You can upgrade that. It does have a SATA port in it, so you can get one of these solid state drives and upgrade it. I took my little Dell Inspiron, and took out that 32 gig essentially flash drive and put in a 250 gig solid state drive, and it worked really well, and it wasn't expensive. Accessories. We have at Best Buy Logitech Slim Combo Keyboard Folio for an Apple 12.9-inch iPad. Now, the 12.9-inch is really a professional machine, and if you do use it for business, which I see a lot of people doing it today, as their first choice for carrying something around, this is a great way to put it into a compact, protected case that has a stand-up feature and actually has a keyboard. 119, $30 off. Office Depot has an APC 900 VA battery backup on sale for $89.99, which is 10 off. And if you're looking for a uh, headset, I should say, with microphone, Logitech is on sale at Staples at H540. This is not a wireless headset, but a wired one. And if you work at a desktop and you're not moving around, that's perfectly acceptable. It's $39.99, which is $10 off. Okay, monitors. We have at Best Buy a 27-inch HP monitor for $149.99. That's $100 off. Office Depot has an HP 24-inch monitor for $109, $20 off. And Staples has a 21.5-inch monitor for $89.99, which is $20 off. Printers. Kind of stuck with the more business type machines today. Canon Pixma TR8520 wireless all-in-one. It's $99, but it's $100 off. So it's a $200 color inkjet printer, scanner, fax, copier. At Best Buy. Office Depot, we have a Brother monochrome laser. It's the L5850DW. This is really a business class machine. It's got a 250 sheet paper drawer, and it does auto duplex scanning. So it scans both sides of the page in one pass, which is great. That's a high-end feature. It's $299, which is $100 off. And finally, this would make a great home machine. And I have this older version of this Brother L2710 monochrome laser printer, scanner, fax, copier, and it's $139.99, save $60. Okay, Best Buy, we've got the Ring Doorbell 2, $169.99, save $30. But for a little bit more, or actually the same price, you can get the bronze version of it. Isn't that more important, Amnon? To get a different color cover?
Of course it is.
At Best Buy, it says
To
satin nickel,
fool
but
them.
apparently not offering the bronze one. But at Office Depot, you can get the same sale price and get the bronze cover. So if your doorknobs are bronze, you can match it up. Staples has a VTech tilt pan camera with alarm, which is interesting. I don't wonder how loud the alarm is. But $84.95, which is $15 off. And slipping over to Fry's, they've got a deal on the Apple TV 4K 64 gig um, for $199, but with a promo code is $164.99, which takes it down to a good sale price range. Watch out with Fry's. I found something here that I wanted to order, and it was an inexpensive item, 29 bucks. But the shipping, the only option, the cheapest option for shipping was $10. So I went over to Amazon and I found the same thing for $5 more with free shipping. So um, keep that in mind when you shop anywhere. Look for other ways to save money. They have a CyberPower 3 surge protected outlet with 2 USB ports for $12.95, which is $7.04 off. They have a mini display port to HDMI, DVI, and VGA. If you work on machines for other people, if you have a business where you bring people's machines over to work on, you have to have a desk load of adapters and ways to hook up these machines. You don't want to have to take their monitor and all that home with the machine. So if you've got machines coming in at a display port and you want flexibility in how you connect it, this is a great device, $14.99. So you can take out of that display port all three. You have VGA, HDMI, and DVI all in one adapter. $14.99, which is 10 bucks off. For $5.99, you can get a CyberPower 3.1-inch dual USB wall charger. CyberPower is a great brand. That's $5.99. That's $4 off. And then if you're like me and you had one of the early, or they still make, I think they still have the iPod Shuffle. I'm not sure, but if you lost your cable or that little docking station that you plug that Shuffle into, it doesn't have the either a Lightning cable or the old iPod cable. It actually used a multi-pin 2.5 jack. So sync and charge cable for iPod Shuffle for $6.99 to replace the one that you've probably lost, like I did. It's $3 off. And then we have Samsung 64 gig plus USB 3.1 flash drive. Your choice of form factor for $16.99, which is $6 off the regular price. And this is for you, Amnon. Learn to play ukulele today. Complete kit. It's got a DVD. You're all set. Comes with the ukulele, and it's $10 off. So I expect that within a week you're going to be playing some songs. Is that a good assumption?
No.
Oh, oh well. Okay, but wait, there's more. Very popular now, and I actually, with my daughter, signed up for Norton Secure VPN. I think I explained the reason why. She likes to watch television shows from Turkey, and she's been teaching herself how to listen to and understand Turkish. I don't know if she's going to speak it, just on a lark. But she's having so much fun with this watching these shows. But the only way to watch them when they first come out and not wait for them to show up where somebody puts them on YouTube or whatever is to actually watch them and not appear to be in the United States. So she uses the Norton version of this, but the AVG now is on sale at Staples 1 year, which for $34.99, which comes out to $2.90 a month. This is a single PC. Watch out for that. The Norton Secure VPN was 5 devices for I think 3 something a month for the first year. But good if you're out there, if you use public Wi-Fi, protect yourself. The VPN not only does it look like make you look like you're coming from somewhere else, it also puts you in a secure tunnel from your device to the VPN server so that you're not subject to anything coming at you from the local Wi-Fi, which may or may not have local bridging turned off. The right way to have a public Wi-Fi network is to have all local bridging turned off so people cannot see you on the network. But not everybody sets it up that way. Okay, also at Stables, we have a 32 gig USB 3.0 encrypted secure flash drive for $12.99, save $7. Office Depot has an iBuy gaming desktop Core i7 for $8.99, which is $300 off. This next thing at Best Buy here. I wonder how they do this. This is a Corsair Void Pro RGB. I don't know what that means either. Wireless Dolby 7.1 surround sound gaming headset. That is fascinating how they could provide Dolby 7.1 sound out of a headset. How do they do this, Mike? I mean, uh, are there multiple little speakers in here that, but you think about what
No,
Dolby 7.1 does, right?
no, you only have 2 ears for Dolby
Oh, right.
99.1.
But it apparently mimics.
Let Mike answer. Wait.
Yeah.
I just did. You
Oh,
only
you
have
did.
2 ears anyway, and a lot of it I have no clue how they do this technically, but it all probably has to do with phase relationships between the 2 signals that are it's kind of a post-processing system, I suspect, that they use to get that sort of an effect because you only got 2 ears. I mean, it's like
Yeah.
looking at 3D. You only got 2 eyes.
But your ears can interpret sound coming from different directions, so they must do something to make it to mimic that. So,
There was a guy about 15, 20 years ago who told me that there was a way that and I don't know how it ever worked out, and this was a credible guy, I never heard it, but he said there was actually a system on the drawing board. This was actually longer than that because they said they had come up with a way to use a single speaker on a TV to give it wasn't stereo, but it was more multi-dimensional sound other than just a single speaker. And the way they did it was certain sounds were given some sort of phase processing that caused them to sound like they were coming from a different spot. And I don't know if you've noticed it, but even now on stereo TVs, every once in a while when I'm watching a TV show, which is unusual, but I'll be watching a TV show typically on one of the streaming things, the Netflix, one of those. And all of a sudden it'll sound like this sound is coming out of the wall on the left side of my room.
mhm.
It's a really funky. Maybe Gall knows what they're doing, but it's not just that all of the audience noise comes out of the rear speakers or whatever. It's just some really funky stuff that they can do by reprojecting the sound. And one other thing that just might be um, totally unrelated, but there's a thing now in audio called DES, digitally enhanced stereo, where some old guys like me are taking audio from the 50s and 60s that were recorded in mono and making them into stereo. It is unbelievable what these guys are able to do with these audio things, and it has to be some sort of complex digital signal processing that these guys have come up with because doing it just in the analog world would involve merely using filters. So I don't know how they do it to answer your question, but if you stop and think about how they get multidimensional sound in headphones, they're appealing to the same 2 ears that you use whenever you're listening to it on remotely located speakers.
Interesting.
it's actually injecting drugs into you while you had the headphones on.
Yeah.
That's what
Psychedelic
happened
drugs.
in Queens, New York before the last election.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. All right. Moving on. Best Buy has a Samsung Amnon. Look at this monitor.
I know.
49-inch wide
Yep.
curved monitor.
That's what Marshall has in his office.
Oh my gosh, that's incredible.
Yeah.
Yesterday, we were walking into Best Buy and a guy was wheeling a television out on a cart. It was a 70-inch television. The box was, I don't know how he was going to get it in his car, to be honest. I don't know what kind of vehicle he had, but it wasn't going to
He
go
ties
easily
it to
into
the roof.
most.
Well, just like mattresses.
And what's your point?
Yeah, so I was they had a 55-inch television there for $400. Yeah, pretty amazing.
49-inch monitor. Yeah.
Hey, I just thought that I could put that 55 on the wall here and get rid of my small monitors.
And you'll still be like sitting in the front row of a movie theater and your head has to go
That's true. It would
all
be
the
a
way
lot
left
of,
and
well, it
right.
would be good exercise for my eye
Yeah,
muscles
right.
and my neck. Might give me
Anyway.
whiplash though. Okay. Office Depot has an MSI gaming monitor. It's curved, 24-inch for $189, which is $60 off. And two things that at Fry's. And this wormhole switches from Mac, Windows, iPad is the thing I was interested in, and I'm actually going to order, but not from Fry's, because I'm moving most of my stuff that I travel with from my Mac over to my Lenovo um, laptop, the Ultrabook, and want to it would be really great if I could just drag stuff over. So this actually supports, and I actually read up on it. It does support Mac to PC, where you can have two windows pop up on either side and just drag files over. So it actually has a keyboard and mouse sharing between the two devices. It's fascinating, and it's made by J5 Create, which is a company that makes a lot of really good adapters. But I had no idea they made this thing, and so I read up on it. I said,
What
"This is really cool." It's at Fry's is 29.5 off, but at Amazon you can get it for 24.99 with or 29.99, but with free shipping. So the shipping for this, the minimum I could get from wherever they ship it from in Fry's was like 10.99, cheapest one. So I can still get
what
it.
was that DB25 cable that we used to use back in the 80s? Was it
Oh yeah, with Laplink.
Laplink? That's
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yep. I still have a USB cable that's supposed to work between the Windows devices.
Yeah.
That is a transfer cable. Actually, I have two of them. I have two different versions of it that you could plug it in and you load. It's like a flash drive on both sides. It would
Mhm.
pop up and show you some storage, and you would load a little driver, and you would open up two windows, and you could set them up however you wanted on the screen.
This is nice that
And
you
you
can
would
do it
literally just
between
drag files from one window to the other. It would
between
work.
two OSs. That's great. Yeah.
Yeah, but it was no previous software needed. It was built
Yeah.
into
Yeah.
to the actual USB. It's really cool. And this, I thought, most of the time you see out there, the prices on CDs and DVDs, it's expensive. It used to be that you saw sales all the time where you could pick up deals. I still have plenty of CDs left. I don't use them that much, or DVDs. But if you need some and the shipping is worth it, here's 100 sleeve of blank CDRs for $11.99. Even with shipping, you could save over what you would pay locally. So
So I
and
don't understand.
if you're in California, or like if you're in Atlanta where there's a Fry's, hey, then you don't have to worry about shipping.
So how do you save with this? How do you save 700 megabytes of data per blank CDR? It says
But
save 700 megabyte of data per blank CD.
that's the capacity of the disk.
But how do you save that much?
Oh, okay. You say so you use 700 meg less than you normally would. I get it. Okay.
All
Yeah.
right.
Whoever writes the ad is not thinking this through, right? All right.
Anyway,
All right. Well, listen, Amnon, I'm going to have to get you the ukulele thing so you can. I want you
yeah,
to be able to play at least a few songs.
yeah. I've got a comment for you.
Okay.
A nice story about the Ring.
Oh, all right.
So it says, according to reports, residents are waking up in the morning or coming home at night only to find their video doorbell devices stolen. Typically, the devices
That's great.
are screwed into place on the outside of a house, often with mounts or braces to hold them in place. While they are wired into the wall, thieves don't seem to care too much about that. In most cases, residents appear to report the devices have been pried off the side of their home. In some cases, the cameras are able to capture an image of the perpetrator as they are stealing the device. Those images are usually available through mobile apps connected to the doorbell, which might help police track down the person responsible for the theft. However, there's no guarantee that officers will be able to find the thieves, especially if they steal the device while keeping their face and other identifying features covered while on the camera. Police are suggesting that people keep track of the serial number of their devices in order to keep track of them and watch in case the devices appear on Craigslist, eBay, or other online marketplaces. And I was thinking, I said, boy, the best thing, I mean, you don't really need that whole thing to be out there. You
What do you mean?
could, I mean, they could come up with a version of it that has the camera, which is, I mean, you know how you have those bore cameras and so, I mean, they're just like a little piece that you can stick in a hole that will stick out from the side of the door.
Yeah, but then you need to embed it somehow
No, on the
on the inside.
right, on the inside you
Yeah.
have the device and you can just hang it on the wall, and it has the wires with the button to ring the bell. And this way, there's nothing to steal. You really can't see it good. You don't know that there is something there because you can make a really small hole, like, you know, use a fiber optic with a camera that will be nothing, you know, just like you have on your laptop. And
I like the fiber optic idea because you could then have the uh, electronic components nearby, but not right there. That's a good idea.
right, that's the idea, that
Yeah.
it will be somewhere else on the inside, that there's no way to steal it.
So,
That's amazing, you know, for somebody to come and steal your ring.
well, apparently you can reuse it without any
Oh
penalty. They
yeah,
need to come up with a
apparently.
way to take the MAC address and make it so that it can't be reused
Yep,
once it's been installed.
yep.
Yeah, but then you can't sell it to a friend or whatever either.
No, you could,
So
if you own it and you have an account, you can say, I relinquish this device. But if you don't,
But what happens if you
okay,
um,
steal it?
what happens when you forget your password or something? You know,
oh,
it
but you're
starts
the registered owner. You can prove that by you with an email confirmation or something that it's you that actually registered it. So,
the
uh,
moment they, I'm not saying they shouldn't, but the moment they will introduce um, any process of proof of ownership, right? It requires on their side to be vigilant and to create, you know, a complete new process in their support process. It's like it's a pain for a company to even start there. But yeah, it's a security company in a way. At least that's where they position themselves, and they'll need to worry about that
well, they
eventually.
have all these other products now with cameras and stuff that all go back to their cloud.
Yeah.
So,
No.
Well, you
yeah, can
remember
you?
last week we were talking about the Arlos, right?
Yeah,
Where
yeah,
they are just, you know, hanging magnetic cameras. You can just, you don't pull any wires even.
yep.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, I
All
have
right.
my cameras all mounted so that nobody could reach them, but I don't get a close-in headshot of the person at my front door because it's 25 feet away looking down at them. But the video quality is fair. You could zoom in and try to find out who it was, but
So Microsoft last week released the first Edge based on Google's Chromium open source project. So I don't know if anybody's got it. It'll be
released
interesting.
it. Released it how? Through the developer system?
Uh, they're the same, but they don't say how. Preview. Oh, it's a preview build that will be updated weekly. But it's apparently it's out there. That's interesting. Now, Apple users, if you stream Netflix on your iPhone or iPad, the app will no longer support Apple Airplay. Is that a problem? Do people use Airplay?
I haven't in a while.
Okay.
I used to have a setup where I had a Mac
Well,
or an
but I mean,
Apple.
so it's not something that's oh shoot, now we can't do it. It's a big.
Yes, it
Yeah.
actually is.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, so if you pull something up on your phone, you AirPlay to your TV so you can watch it.
Okay.
That's what AirPlay is.
So there's no replacement for it, like something else that will do it other than Airplay.
Oh, you can load apps that do it. I have
Oh well.
a casting app that will cast from my iPhone to Roku and to, I'm not sure, I don't know if it supports Apple TV.
It probably doesn't support Netflix would be the issue.
Yeah.
Well, this says that this means that you won't be able to cast shows on Netflix from your iOS device to your Apple TV.
Yes.
Netflix notes that Airplay is no longer supported due to technical limitations. With Airplay support rolling out to third-party devices, there isn't a way for us to distinguish between devices. What is an Apple TV versus what isn't? So
Yes, somebody could make a fake Apple TV dongle. You cast Netflix to it so you can copyright, stream the content,
Stream it.
or download the
Interesting.
content, record the content.
Yep. So no way to do that. There's a report here about cord cutting. Cord cutting has been a massive thorn in the side of pay TV distributors and television media companies for nearly a decade. After U.S. pay TV subscribers peaked in 2010 at 105 million households, about 14 million homes have cut the cord, according to a report from Digital TV Research. The trend has only accelerated in recent years. 2018 saw nearly double the amount of cord cutting over 2017. But 2018 might have been the pay TV industry's worst year for cord cutting. The US will use fewer pay TV subscribers this year than last, according to Digital TV Research, and the research firm suggests annual losses will continue to decline next decade. I mean, yeah, they may not lose as many. They'd like to say annual losses will continue to decline. So there won't be as many people, but that's because there's more people that are not into cable, which is bad any way you look at it.
Are they bundling all of the new services into paid TV? That's what I don't get, right?
No.
When they say paid TV, it's really unclear. YouTube TV, is that paid TV or not?
Yes, it is.
Right? Hulu, is that paid TV or not?
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Yeah.
Most of the people who are
Cord cutting.
cutting their cords from cable boxes, right? They move to a different service.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what they're describing is a move to piracy, for example, right?
Right.
So
It's not.
I don't know. It sounds like a real something in the report sounds like, let's scare everyone, affect market shares, affect stock stock control, but not explain anything.
No.
That's yeah, I don't know. We need to see the data.
Yeah.
Hey, Gal, let me ask you this.
Mhm.
So within the last 2 years, I have moved out of my parents' house and didn't get cable. Am I classified as a cord cutter? I think that's why some of these numbers are kind of
No, you
screwed
were
up.
never connected. You
I-
were never paying your own fee.
I know, but I wonder if I wonder if there's some numbers associated with that in some way.
It
Now,
doesn't sound in that.
Nick, you were considered an apron string cutter, not a cord cutter.
That's because you always see these numbers about people not getting cable and whatnot. I wonder if any of those numbers are being merged in together.
Mm.
I mean, it's always there's always a percentage of population that you're looking at. So when you're looking at those numbers, then you are definitely included in that statistics.
Yeah.
Because the moment you become of age, you are counted as a contributing adult in the society, right?
Well, that's debatable, but okay.
I agree. I agree about the debate. But when they're talking about the rising numbers of cord cutters and etc., if I understand this correctly, right, it all comes to you know, counting your tickets, right? It's not per population. They're saying population rises. We're expecting more to come in all the time.
Exactly. That's what I'm
Right.
saying.
Yeah, it's sales numbers more than anything else.
But that would
But
be the statistic I would fall into. 20 or 15 years ago, to the year, let's just use the year 2000 as an example. If you moved into a new house in the year 2000, in the United States, you probably got cable.
Mhm.
right,
In 2019, 19 years later, you may not. You're probably if you're under 25, you're probably not getting it at all. That
well,
there's a I mean, that there's a large so that's what I'm wondering is where do people my age that are now just either graduating college or moving out of town or moving out of their house for the first time, where are they falling in this cord cutting
I'm not
number?
sure because I'm not sure what the numbers for college um, graduation would have bought cable back in the 90s either. It was never cheap,
No.
right?
But it seemed
So
like it was more
it's
standard.
something about bringing into a home, but usually a family home, right?
Yeah.
So I would say 30s, right? I would say those who have started establishing their life and now they can enjoy it. But I don't know. I've never researched that.
Yeah, because I wonder
Yeah.
where that falls into this alleged number of people that are cord cutting or whatever they want to call it.
Yeah, well, notice that sometimes this marketing research they use the term millennials to say, you know, the younger generation, those that are just at their 30s maybe.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's usually what they do when they bunch everything into a generic name, and that's why paid TV here is a problematic term because it, in one way it suggests it's talking about cable users, but then it doesn't explain whether it includes all the IP-based services that are paid, right? The legit one I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that's because
Mm.
I don't think consumer consumers have dwindled when it comes to buying content. I mean, piracy might be up,
I
right?
think piracy is actually down.
Well,
Look at what I'll give you an example of 2 examples of within my realm of things. Steam, which is the video game library, which I would say around 2008, 2010, 2012, maybe in that ballpark, people stopped pirating games because it was just so much damn easier to buy them on Steam and play them online. And then the most recent example is Spotify, which I mean, I have not pirated a song in years because I just pay $9 a month for Spotify and I'm good. There's no reason to pirate music anymore.
Really?
It's a pirating music's a waste of time now. Yeah, download a whole damn CD to listen to one song.
you're right, but look at the difference. Steam is not a paid
No,
subscription,
but they made it
right?
more convenient to play. It was a pain in the ass to download a game and then have to patch. The biggest problem was multiplayer games, which obviously became more
Yeah,
popular as we got into the 2010s. You
yeah, for
download a
more
game.
bandwidth.
Yeah, you download a game. They called them a skid. You download a Skid Road game, and then you'd have to try to patch in the multiplayer services on it, or the multiplayer services just wouldn't work. So
Right.
what did you have to do? You had to buy the game on Steam.
Yes.
You guys have no idea what it was like to pirate a game back in the early days.
What do you what do you
Where
what do you mean, you guys?
you guys,
Pirated. What you pirated? How dare you, you
oh, we
scumbag?
would try to copy floppy disks, and they would come up with all kinds of things like laser holes and
I
to
come
yeah.
I come from the country who was nicknamed the one diskette country. Once that diskette
All
entered
right.
the country,
No, that's China.
everybody had that. That's today. China.
I
But
can
yeah,
remember passing around pirated versions of King's Quest.
Oh, that's a good game.
Oh, but the
oh yeah,
original, I actually
yeah, the
found
original.
I have on this machine in an archive, I have King's Quest 1 through 6, all 6 versions of it.
Mm.
Yep.
You
Yeah,
can never
that was
stop
the thing.
piracy. They
And
tried and tried and
No,
tried.
but you have services like Spotify that
Yeah.
have
So
taken piracy and made it so that there's almost no reason to
No
do it.
reason to. That's a
Yeah,
different.
right,
They can stop
that's the strategy to
piracy.
take. If these
Right.
stupid cable TV see, that's the problem though. These YouTube and Hulu's and even Spectrum with their uh their IPTV package or whatever the hell they call it. That I think that's what they're trying to do, but they're doing such a piss poor job at doing it that people are still pirating the content.
the problem with visual content, with video and movies and TVs are exactly that. Netflix, they used to be the Spotify, right? And not only that, is like people would even be patient in waiting for the content to come to Netflix because there's always that delay in getting the licenses in place in order, right, and everything.
Mhm.
But today, with the segmentation of this market, nobody wants to start with a Netflix, with Hulu, with HBO, with Disney now taking out their contents from all of the other streaming. And not only that, they're taking it out and building 4 separate streaming services. So 4 new subscriptions, right?
Yeah.
And you never own the content. With Spotify, at least you have everything. I mean everything in one spot, right? The content that Spotify doesn't have is not because it is in another service, it's because it's not available digitally yet, or will
Mm.
there's some dispute, right? But Spotify makes music piracy go away because it is fair to the consumer at this point. I don't know if it'll change, right? But right now it's fair to the consumer. Netflix raises their prices. And what happens when they raise the price? The consumer will leave.
Revolt.
They're not hooked on it, and they don't supply something that that they feel they can't get anywhere else. And that segmentation of the distribution subscriptions, that is exactly what is causing piracy to rise again. That's the absurdity.
and they don't have the fear in them the way we did 10 years ago with the RIAA making examples of people for piracy by literally crushing some. The stories about a woman who
Right.
didn't know her son was pirating, and she goes to jail for 20 years because she owned the internet connection. We haven't seen
Yeah,
that
and
kind of
things.
stuff.
Well, one thing that did happen is that the pirates, they got more savvy in circumventing the legal
Yeah,
the legal
implications.
point of contentions, right?
Yeah.
The point where they are exposing themselves, they learned to mask themselves because of those prosecutions, right? So yeah, pirates now, most of them, they're not pirating for free. It's not just buying the computer and then that's enough. They pay fees now. So there's a new industry in piracy, right? VPNs and uh, uh, private trackers and all of that.
I will say this though, Spence, not on the piracy front, but I'm gonna draw the parallel between piracy and cheating in online video games. There are companies now like Epic, which based over in Cary, that are now suing people and China a couple weeks ago arrested like 47 people that were cheating online in video games. So I think it may start with that and then maybe transition back over to piracy. But I I, I mean, well, I think what you're saying is that there's no ramifications for online stuff, and that some of that is starting to change, which you could say is for the good or for the bad. I don't know. But we see it in the video game industry now. Epic is suing people. I mean, they're saying, "Hey, you broke our terms of service. You cheated in our video game. We've got proof that you did it. Here's a lawsuit."
Are they suing like
Individuals.
individual player
Yeah, they
or
sued like some 16-year-old out in the OBX or near Morehead City.
but not like a channel that doing a let's play channel or something like
No,
that?
no. They're suing people that are I don't necessarily think this guy was cheating. This guy was actually I think this guy was selling the cheats. I believe
Okay,
that's what they were
so
suing
there
him on.
are money ramification. There somebody's trying to make a profit from these cheats.
Yes, that may have been that case. But I know for a fact in China a couple of weeks ago that like 37 or 47 people were arrested for tampering with video games, cheating with video games online. And I mean I think that's fascinating.
In China, they're bound to
No.
execute those people.
Yeah, but I mean you're starting to see the first step of those of ramifications in the wild west of online. Now you had it back at what yeah, of course the grandmother getting arrested because her grandson is torrenting stuff on Napster. Um, but since then, have you really seen anything like that?
Oh, you
Hmm.
are young. Torrenting stuff on Napster. There is so much wrong in that.
Yeah,
in
I
that-
know. Whatever you want to call it. Go to hell, God. I don't need this. But have you seen anything? When was that? That stuff was what in the mid '90s, early 2000s.
Oh yeah.
So have you seen it? But I haven't seen anything since then. There's been no example of.
Metallica was the first example. Like
Yeah,
the
but
first
Metallica they tried doing the Barbra Streisand. It didn't work. I mean that stuff just doesn't work, as Metallica found out. But now you're starting to see it. I think back in the video game industry, not in the pirate industry, because as you said, they're either not doing it in the U.S. or they're doing it in such a way they're practically untraceable. They don't exist for all intents and purposes.
So there's another player in town now, or there's going to be. Disney has announced that its highly anticipated new streaming service, Disney Plus,
Oh yeah,
will launch in the U.S. on November 12th with a price of $6.99 per month.
ouch.
The subscription video on demand service represents Disney's next major foray into the video streaming wars. By pricing it well below Netflix, the Mouse House is betting it can rapidly drive up Disney Plus customer base with the that all kind of other stuff, but it's only going to be their stuff to begin with, anyway.
Well, Disney is also ABC, so they can have licensed stuff as well. Disney's ABC and ESPN.
Well, the shows from Marvel, Star Wars, Pixar, and Disney brand. So yeah, ABC could be there.
Yeah, ABC.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
yeah,
I mean,
yeah.
some of those ABC.
But $6.99 a month, and that's to start. I'm
Yeah,
sure.
well, that's smart. You get them in at $6.99, then you
Yeah.
raise it by $1, and people don't cancel their subscription.
Right.
I've got a Netflix subscription I pay for every month. I don't watch Netflix. Very rarely do I watch Netflix.
Yep.
But when I want to watch it, like when the new season of Stranger Things comes out, it'll be there.
Now,
And that started at what, $4.99 or $5.99 originally? I think it was $5.99.
I don't know. Again, Apple, the surveillance tool dubbed Exodus, has been ported to the Apple iOS ecosystem. And according to ThreatPost, the spyware can exfiltrate contacts, take audio recordings and photos, track location data, and more on mobile devices. So if you're on Apple, here's something else you need to worry about. And something else that happened is happening again here. Where is it? I need to play it. No, that's not it. No, that's not what I want to play. Oh shoot! I don't. Oh, there it is. So extended support for Windows Embedded POS Ready 2009.
What'd you call me?
The last supported version of Windows based on Windows XP ended on April 9th, marking the final end of the Windows NT 5.1 product line after 17 years, 7 months, and 16 days. Sounds like data is talking here, right? Counting this edition, Windows XP is the longest lived version of Windows ever, a record which is unlikely to be beaten. So yeah, banks and stuff were still using XP. Remember, they were embedded and they had special support from
Amnon,
Microsoft, so that's gone.
do you need the phone number for the National Suicide Prevention Hotline after hearing that the Windows XP is no longer supported? It's okay, Amnon. I'm here anytime. You can call me whenever.
No,
if you-
okay,
if
I
you
will.
need help coping.
Oh, anyway,
My bank, speak of banking, my bank just did a big online service upgrade
yeah,
last week. I wonder if there was I don't know if maybe there was something related. I don't know.
maybe.
Like a massive overhaul. Online banking was down for like 4 days. They did a whole system overhaul.
It's very possible.
I don't know if
It
there was
ended
any
on the
relation.
9th. So just a few days ago.
Yeah, I think it was 2 weeks ago or whatever. It was like a
Yeah.
Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and then early Tuesday morning. Like,
And I'll
online
bet you
banking
that
was
they will.
off.
I'll bet you that there will still be banks around the world who will keep on using the old system. You
Well, if
watch.
it's not connected to the internet, well, ATMs
But it
are
is
connected
connected to the internet. Everything is connected today. So
Are
I don't know.
ATMs connected to the public internet though? Like you drive by a bank and you go by their outdoor ATM. Is that I
don't know.
would doubt that is that has got a
I don't think
publicly
that's.
addressable IP.
I don't think that that's true. I think it would be. They might be running a VPN, but
So you
that
think it
would
does
be.
have public internet access?
Who knows today? It used to be that they
Interesting.
didn't. It used to be private networks when they
Yeah, and
first
that's what I'd
rolled them
assume.
out. Yeah.
It gets all their information from a host somewhere on the
Yeah,
private
it
network.
was security. That was their version of security because it was literally the ATMs were only typically installed at bank branches and they were part of the bank's network. I used to have a credit union in Poughkeepsie that was my customer.
Oh, yeah.
And so we rolled them out. They started putting them in malls, and what they did was they put a modem out there, and it was essentially a leased line, and that's what made it a private network.
Oh,
So
well, ATMs now use 4G. I went
yeah.
to Target the other day before my Vegas trip, of course, to blow all my cash, and I used the ATM there, and it had one of those little, probably 2-inch magnetic stick antennas on the top of the ATM. I assume it had to have been a 4G antenna.
It
That's
could
how
have
it's
been
getting its
something
data.
related to security, though, like if there was an intrusion or somebody
Possibly.
tried to break into it.
Yeah, it looked like a little old Sirius XM
Yeah.
deal that you put on your car.
Huh.
So
Or
those
back-
definitely have
backup.
public internet access.
All right. It's that time of day again.
No.
Yeah, it is.
I refuse.
Can we run the clock back just a few minutes?
Yeah.
You know, the reason I was a
Any-
little late this morning, I was so distraught that Facebook was down last night. I couldn't sleep.
Oh, it was last night that it was down?
Well, I was watching some TV and then I got up I got up and sat down over here real quick. I was watching some weather stuff going on, and I'm in a couple of Facebook groups that were watching some things, and I kept going to Facebook and it kept saying the left sidebar and the right sidebar would show up, but the middle sidebar would say welcome to Facebook or something. Click next to get started or whatever. And it was kind of like I was using a fresh profile. I
Wow.
was very distraught. This was about 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah,
I
but
was
thank
very
God
distraught.
Twitter was up, right?
Yeah, actually, no, thank God Twitter was up because that's where all these images are rolling in
That's
on.
what Mike was saying.
You actually experienced it, so now I have a question.
Yeah.
Did the Gab add-on for the Facebook.com page work? The center?
Dissenter. I don't know. I don't use Dissenter. I've kind of
don't.
stopped following what they're doing.
Yeah,
Because
I
that's
just,
on. That's on. I check it on like random pages, but the Facebook page had nothing on it.
interesting.
I do want to mention something real quick before we go, Amnon.
Go ahead.
There's a new CDN in town
Yeah.
that I think you should know about.
Okay.
It's called D Live.
Yeah. Oh, D Live has been there for a while. Is that the
That's the Bitcoin.
decentralized thing?
It is. It's
Yeah.
the decentralized CDN. So all of the donations and whatnot are done with cryptocurrency. So
Yeah.
you purchase a cryptocurrency, which they call Lino, Lino, and all the donations are done decentralized, which is
Yeah.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I think
So,
I set up an account, but it's not
PewDiePie.
it's not the
the-
RTMP.
Yeah, it is.
I tried and
I streamed to him yesterday.
Really?
Yeah, but PewDiePie
Yeah.
is going to be. He is doing his first stream on there today, in an hour and 53 minutes. So it'll be 1 o'clock Eastern time. He'll be doing his first stream on that platform, and he's already gotten $40,000 in donations on a page that just says he'll be streaming at 1 o'clock
I
Eastern.
guess I need to look into it again. It's been like, I don't know, a year.
It's interesting. All their payments are done via a decentralized platform, which
Yeah.
is kind of neat.
Yeah.
So there you go. I'm done.
All
What's
right.
with PewDiePie and T-Series? I haven't tracked that.
T-Series is his one.
Obviously.
But the goal of this live stream on D Live is to bring him back to greatness.
Okay.
94 million subscribers. Must be nice.
All right. Anything else?
I heard that when you go to register to vote, you're automatically subscribed to PewDiePie. Is that true?
Yeah. Paper ballots. The voting machines are subscribing you. It's a QR code, actually. You scan it.
Yeah, I don't know. Doesn't sound like something any American establishment will do to support a Swede, right? Is it Swede or Norwegian or
I think he's Norwegian. I think I don't
Norwegian,
know.
right?
Not
Norwegian.
US, not USian.
Yeah, exactly.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Mike, any last thoughts?
No, I'm just glad Nick made it through the Facebook outage.
Yeah, I mean, I was very distraught. I almost called Amnon in the middle of the night and woke him up because I just couldn't. I was like, I needed to tell him because he didn't get his Facebook email for the week, his daily digest, to know that he needs to log in to check something. Very distraught.
Nick Allen wants to know if you're live or Memorex tonight.
I actually don't think I'm going to be live tonight. I'm going to do a show,
Oh.
but I'm going to do a show. I don't think it's going to be live though. I've got something going on.
Yeah.
What?
It's a personal matter.
What?
All right.
Personal.
You don't want to know, Mike. We probably
we
don't.
won't, we won't tell anyone.
We don't want to know. We don't want to know. We probably better off. All right. So thank you, guys.
Facebook might be down. I can't do my show. I'm still catching. I'm still emotionally getting over it.
Thanks, Mike, Spence, Nick, Gal.
Next Sunday is Easter, right? That'll be our next show.
27th.
Sunday.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
right. Wait a second. No,
Yeah.
I think it's another week. Or is it?
No, it's not.
No, it's
this
not.
week. Yeah. Cool.
Good morning, Kathy, Hannah, Nabil, Mac, Norm, Katie, and Donna. Thanks everybody for tuning to Computers 2K Now. We hope you enjoyed and maybe learned something from our time together. Remember to practice safe computing. Back up your hard drive and update your virus scanner. But we'll be back here next Sunday at 9. And you can always reach us at computers2know.com. So, like you heard, tonight at 7, Nick may have a show, but not live. And Mike Phillips hosts the Crypto Culture Show tonight at 9. Both these shows on our Wilmington Big Talker 106.7 FM, and you can listen on TuneIn. And by the way, Nick's show is at 7. See you next week, everybody.
You are tuned to the Nissan Communications Network. If you tuned in too late, you can always watch each program in its entirety or download an MP3 audio file of it in the archives section at nissancommunications.com. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, follow us on Twitter, and like us on Facebook. Sponsored by Telestream's Wirecast software, StreamingGear.com, Carolina Apparel, and DeltaForce.net.